Boom! Welcome back inside Fitness Informant HQ. I'm Fitness Informant founder and CEO Ryan Buckeye. Come inside our YouTube channel and our social media channels today as we talk about a new pre-workout from Mutant called Mindfuck. That's right, this is available in 3 flavors. The flavor I have here is Tropical Punch. They have a blue raspberry and they also have a sour peach flavor as well. I've been using the sour peach flavor at home as what I like to call a daily driving pre-workout. Admittedly, this is the first product from Mutant that I have ever tried. I've been in the sports nutrition space since 2014, and I have not used anything from the brand until now. I talked with the brand a little about this. They sent me this, and I want to talk about it today and let you guys know what I personally think about this Mindfuck pre-workout. Go over the SFP, let you know what's in it, let you know if it's dosed correctly, and then go from there. Now, Mutant's been around for a long time. Like any traditional historical sports nutrition brands, there's ebbs and flows to popularity. Mutant was popular, then maybe they weren't. Then they were popular, then maybe they weren't. And recently, Mutant was a title sponsor at an event, the Arnold Classic, and had a big sort of coming out party. A big part of that here too is the Mindfuck pre-workout. Also aligning themselves with athletes like Sean Clarita, former 212 Olympia champion, and others. But you're not here for the history lesson behind Mutant Nutrition. If you were, you'd be looking for a different video. You're here for information on this particular pre-workout. So let's dive into the SFP here on Mindfuck from Mutant, and let's talk a little bit about this. Now, Mutant is a Canadian-based company. However, they have distribution across the globe, including the United States if you're watching from there. But let's go down this real quick here. So the Mutant Mindfuck full disclosure blend. This is a fully disclosed 100% transparent label, so that is something right off the bat that I know I'm a fan of, and a lot of you watching this video probably are a fan of as well. 100% pure citrulline at 4 grams. So I like the 4 to 6 gram dosage of citrulline myself. Too much citrulline for me personally upsets my stomach and makes me feel kind of weird. I think that we've been racing to put as much citrulline in the products as possible, when in reality we don't need to be doing that. The research shows that 4 to 6 grams of pure citrulline is an awesome dosage in terms of increasing blood flow. And it does so because it's a precursor to arginine in the body. Arginine then increases nitric oxide, which increases blood flow to the muscles, giving you a big fuller pump, obviously bringing nutrient-rich blood into the pump to help work those muscles and repair those muscles as you constantly are tearing those fibers during your workout. Next ingredient here is beta-alanine at 3.2 grams. 3.2 grams of beta-alanine is essentially basically what we see as the norm in the industry. We like to see between 3.2 and 6.4. More brands doing a little bit on the higher side of the 6.4. And I know if you're watching this video or if you've had experience with beta-alanine in the past, you're probably like, well, that's the ingredient that gives me the tingles, and it is. But there is obviously a deeper benefit to beta-alanine than just the tingles that you get from it. You get prolonged muscular endurance, buffering lactic acid, essentially allowing you to go harder, longer in the gym. Next ingredient here is TyroPure L-tyrosine at 3 grams. So tyrosine is a non-essential amino acid that is fantastic for cognition. And we typically see this around 1 gram, sometimes 2. This 3 gram dosage of tyrosine is a very nice touch to this formula that's going to help in terms of mental clarity, focus, and that mind-muscle connection that we love to have in the gym. Next ingredient here is taurine at 3 grams. So taurine is really solid at helping regulate electrolytes in the body. It also can contribute to overall strength and power output. Again, much like tyrosine, we see taurine typically dosed between 1 and 2 grams. 3 grams of taurine here is going to be a phenomenal dosage of taurine. It's going to, again, help you prolong muscular endurance, more strength and power output, and just overall a better workout experience. Then we get nitrosogene at 1,500 milligrams. So nitrosogene is an ingredient from Nutrition 21, and they've spent a lot of money in terms of research and development and clinical studies behind nitrosogene to show that it performs extremely well in a gym setting. In fact, recent studies of nitrosogene show that the 1.5 gram dosage of nitrosogene performs just as well as 8 grams of citrulline malate. Citrulline malate is a combination of citrulline and malic acid. So if you want to go back to that 4 gram dosage of citrulline, you add in there 1.5 grams of nitrosogene, which is the equal to 8 grams of citrulline malate in terms of performance. You're getting a hefty blood flow performing combination between the 4 grams of citrulline and the 1.5 grams of nitrosogene. Vitacholine, choline bitartrate, used at 700 milligrams. This is a choline particle. It's going to help with overall mental alertness, clarity, focus, etc. 700 milligram dosage on this to go along with another choline molecule here, an alpha GPC at 300 milligrams. Now, the 300 milligram dosage of alpha GPC is a 50% yield, meaning you're actually going to get 150 milligrams of active alpha GPC. But if you combine that with the choline bitartrate, you're getting a pretty solid combination of different choline sources to give you a better focus in the gym. Aquamin used at 500 milligrams. Aquamin traditionally used in hydration supplements, electrolyte supplements. I like the use here because obviously, if you're going for a pump, a bigger pump, more hydration is good, is better for that. It can help obviously keep water into the muscles to help the muscle work harder, longer, and the combination of things like taurine and beta-alanine with it. So really good selection of ingredients here to work in combination with one another to help prolong your workout experience. Inositol here at 385 milligrams, this is part of nitrosogene. Vasofactor, it's decaffeinated coffee bean extract at 120 milligrams. This yields 50% chlorogenic acids. Chlorogenic acids have been shown to increase overall pump in a body. This is a decaffeinated version of this, so you're not getting caffeine, which is fantastic if you're looking for a non-caff option. In addition, to this, you are going to be getting, I skipped over it completely. Paraxanthine is used in this particular formula. So paraxanthine is an ingredient from the mastermind of Sean Wells. Paraxanthine essentially was championed into the industry from a brand called Muscle Tech in a couple different products that they had because they had a 6-month exclusive. Paraxanthine is a metabolite of caffeine. So caffeine is actually made up of 3 different metabolites, paraxanthine and theobromine, and then one that's not as important. But the ones that we're going to be familiar with the most are going to be obviously theobromine. You see that a lot in pre-workouts and fat burners, but paraxanthine is new. And essentially what paraxanthine is, it's all the good things we like about caffeine. The increased alertness, the mental clarity, the energy, but it doesn't necessarily give you the jitters that you potentially can get with a strong dose of caffeine anhydrous. So you're gonna get 200 milligrams of paraxanthine. I like this dosage. Other paraxanthine products on the market are as high as 300 milligrams. From my experience, the 200 milligram doses of you're also gonna get 6 milligrams of huperzine A in this particular product. So that's gonna yield, I believe that's 60 micrograms of huperzine A. You know, we typically see huperzine dose between 50 and 200 micrograms. Huperzine in combination with an alpha GPC is a good combination. If you go too high on either one of those together, sometimes it can cause brain fog, but I like the dosage here in this one. And then finally, you get BioPerine at 5.3 milligrams. Very unique dosage of BioPerine. Typically you see it at 5, but you get 5.3 milligrams of BioPerine. It's going to help overall ingredient absorption. So overall from top to bottom, what this formula is going to give you on paper is you're going to get really nice blood flow with the combination of citrulline and the combination of nitrosogene together. You're also going to get really good, what I believe is mind-muscle connection and focus, and this is what I get from personal experience. Obviously, you're going to have your vitacholine, your alpha GPC, your tyrosine, and your huperzine A. And I do think that you get really good endurance and energy levels, even though they're not using a caffeine source. You get 200 milligrams of paraxanthine. That does pair really well, with ingredients like beta-alanine and taurine to help with overall performance output. So I like the formula. I was actually very impressed with the formula, very impressed with my first time interacting with the brand. So on paper, awesome. In terms of actual activation in the gym, I'm a big fan of it. And I mentioned before, I've had the sour peach flavor. This is the tropical fruit punch flavor. So we're gonna do a 1-sip review here on the channel, just so you guys can see what we think about tropical punch. Now for me, I think punches are very, very similar across the board. Most of them are, the safe play in terms of flavoring systems, and why not? It's the #1 selling flavor of pre-workout, and that's why brands do it. So I have 8 ounces of water here. I'm gonna do 1 scoop here in the shaker cup, fitness informant style. Look at that, let's go. All right, nice and cold water. Get this shaken up here, see what we're working with. Now, in terms of retail, this is going to be, I didn't even go over this when I was talking about the actual ingredients. This is a 20-serve pre-workout. It does retail north of $50 USD in the United States, but that's kind of where pre-workouts are now, especially pre-workouts that are really well done. You're using paraxanthine and nitrosogene, 2 ingredients that are not cheap to use. So the $55 price tag, look for your coupon code, save a few bucks on it, is definitely going to be justified by this pre-workout formula. So here we go. 1 sip, y'all know the rules. This is gonna be fruit punch mindfuck from our friends at Mutant Nation. Let's go, 1 sip. Like I said, most fruit punches that I've had are very, very typical. It's a sweeter fruit punch, honestly, than what I'm used to. And so if you like more sweetness and not as much tartness from it, this flavor is spot on, really good. This is actually tropical punch. I shouldn't say fruit punch, tropical punch. It's a really good flavor. The fact it doesn't have a ton of caffeine in it means I can drink the whole thing here. But the flavoring is good, mixability, really solid here as you guys can see it on camera. So overall, again, I think from top to bottom, this formula is really well done from our friends at Mutant. I believe if you're in the market for a pre-workout that has really solid sort of emphasis on blood flow and focus, and obviously you want adequate energy levels, then the Mindfuck nootropic pre-workout from our friends at Mutant should be something you should consider. I personally love it for the fact that it's not super high stim, stimmed out, stim junkie. There's not a ton of caffeine in it. I feel good. I have a nice euphoric feeling over the course of my workout. I don't have a crash, which is very important. You can purchase this product by looking in the caption or description below to take you over to the brand's website to purchase this directly from them. If you want a deeper dive into the ingredients, make sure you look at the caption as well, as we'll have a link to take you to our official website, fitnessinformant.com, to give you a deep dive into what we're working with here from our friends at Mutant Nutrition. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with all new supplement news, reviews, rankings, deals, all that good stuff. I'm Fitness Informant founder and CEO Ryan Buckeye. That is a product breakdown. Let's go.